God, I'm from Honduras. I work 12 hours a day selling fruit at the roadside.
But no matter how hard I work, the money runs out before the week does. My daughter wants to study nursing, and she's bright.
But I can't even afford to buy her textbooks, let alone a uniform. For most people here, poverty isn't a temporary phase. It's a permanent state of life. Over 60% of Hondurans live below the poverty line, and millions more hover just above it. In the bustling streets of Tegucigalpa, the capital city, vendors sell bananas and homemade tortillas under fading tarps, hoping to make enough for dinner. Meanwhile, imported food in supermarkets continues to rise in price, making even the basics unaffordable for many. In rural parts of the country like El Paraiso, Choluteca, and Lempira, the situation is even worse. Subsistence farmers grow corn and beans the way their ancestors did, but now they face long droughts, unseasonal rains, and declining yields. The land no longer obeys their efforts. Climate change, once a foreign concept, is now felt in the dust that chokes their fields and the hunger that fills their stomachs. Honduras was once known as the Banana Republic, a term that originally referred to countries whose economies were dominated by foreign fruit companies like the United Fruit Company. Today, agriculture still plays a large role, especially in exports of coffee, bananas, and palm oil. But the country's dependence on these commodities, prone to price shocks, disease, and weather extremes, makes the economy highly vulnerable. Many small-scale farmers can't access global markets, and profits are often funneled to elites or intermediaries. The overall economy remains fragile. After the blow from COVID-19, Honduras saw a modest recovery, 3.7% GDP growth in 2023. But this rebound is uneven and fragile. Inflation, which surged past 8% in recent years, erodes the already thin purchasing power of workers. Debt has ballooned. Public debt now stands at over 54% of GDP, leaving less room for investment in public services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Economic inequality continues to widen, with the richest benefiting from tax breaks and business deals, while the poor face rising costs and stagnant wages. And then there's corruption, the cancer at the heart of the system. Public money meant for hospitals, roads, and schools often disappears into private hands. In 2023, a major scandal revealed that over $100 million in healthcare funds were siphoned off through fraudulent contracts. Hospitals ran out of medicine and doctors resigned, while government officials shrugged. For many Hondurans, this betrayal by their leaders is worse than poverty. Corruption has eroded trust in institutions. The police are feared more than respected. Judges are seen as puppets. Politicians are often believed to be working with drug traffickers rather than the people.
And in this vacuum of governance, another power has risen. The maras, or gangs. San Pedro Sula, the country's industrial heartland, also became known as one of the most violent cities in the world. Criminal gangs like MS-13 and Barrio 18 control neighborhoods like unofficial governments. They impose war taxes on local businesses, extortion payments that are brutally enforced. Refuse to pay, and your shop might be burned, your son kidnapped, your family targeted. This extortion racket affects everything from public transport to bakeries. These gangs also recruit children, sometimes as young as 10. In areas they control, leaving isn't a choice, it's an escape. Entire families flee their homes, not for better economic opportunities, but simply to survive. And sometimes, even that isn't enough. The economic cost of this violence is staggering. Some estimates suggest that crime and extortion cost Honduras up to 15% of its GDP. Billions lost every year in opportunity, investment, and productivity. Foreign companies are reluctant to invest. Local businesses fold, young people migrate. And that leads us to one of Honduras's most defining features: mass migration. Every year, tens of thousands of Hondurans leave. Some walk, some pay coyotes or human smugglers. Others risk everything, crossing jungles, rivers, deserts, and cartel territory, just to reach the US border. Most of them are not criminals. They're farmers, bus drivers, teachers, teenagers. They are fleeing poverty, violence, and hopelessness.
For many families, migration is no longer just a tragedy, it's a strategy. Entire villages are sustained by money sent home from relatives abroad. These payments, known as remittances, now make up over 25% of Honduras GDP. That's more than agriculture, tourism, and manufacturing combined. It's common to see new homes in remote villages, unfinished concrete blocks with satellite dishes, built with US dollars. Local economies are fueled by money wired from Houston, Miami, or Los Angeles. Parents abroad send school fees, medical expenses, or even fund local infrastructure. One mayor even admitted,
"Our government has abandoned us. Our migrants have not."
if you are enjoying the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel as it helps us to keep on creating better videos. But this migrant economy comes with a price. Families are torn apart. Children grow up without mothers or fathers. Wives wait for years without word from husbands who may be dead, kidnapped, or starting new lives. And because remittances are private income, they do little to build public services. Roads remain unpaved. Clinics remain understaffed. Education remains underfunded. And then there are those who don't make it. There are dozens who are kidnapped by cartels in Mexico, trafficked, extorted, or killed. In many cases, families receive phone calls demanding ransom, $5,000, $10,000, or more. If they can't pay, their loved ones disappear. The state offers no help.
Back home, the public services meant to provide opportunity are crumbling. Schools often shut down due to lack of staff or electricity. Hospitals run out of insulin, antibiotics, and even oxygen. The wealthy send their children to private schools, travel to Miami for surgery. The poor wait. Yet even amid this struggle, there is resistance. There are people fighting back, not with weapons, but with ideas. In the Western Highlands, women's cooperatives are creating sustainable businesses, weaving, ecotourism, organic farming. They are training girls to manage money, to speak out, to run their own ventures. In cities, youth-run startups aim to solve problems with apps and coding. Though limited by power outages and lack of capital, there is resilience, creativity, and dignity here too. Honduras is also rich in natural resources. It has rivers capable of hydropower, forests that could support ecotourism, and arable land that once fed the region. But much of this wealth is untapped, or worse, exploited by elites or foreign corporations through illegal mining, land grabs, and logging. In 2021, hope briefly flickered when Xiomara Castro was elected president, the first woman to hold the post in Honduran history. Her platform promised transparency, anti-corruption, and social reform. But entrenched powers, a polarized legislature, and rising international debt have hampered progress. Political change in Honduras comes slowly, if it comes at all. And for most, the daily reality has not changed. A mother in Olancho packs a bag. She's leaving for the US with her disabled daughter, hoping to afford the surgery her child needs to walk. She knows the dangers, the odds, the cost, but staying means surrender. A coffee farmer tries again, planting seeds for a crop he knows may not survive the dry season. He's already lost money twice, but this is all he has. A girl walks to school along a muddy road. Her friends have left. Her teacher might not come today, but she carries a worn backpack and a notebook with her name carefully written inside. She still believes, for now, that her country has space for her dreams. This is Honduras, a country rich in spirit, but starved of justice, a nation overflowing with talent and beauty, but suffocated by violence, corruption, and inequality. The economy is more than GDP. It's hunger, ambition, remittances, and the weight of invisible borders. Hondurans rise each day, not because they are promised anything, but because they must. And in that daily struggle lies the story of a nation, not broken, but tested, not defeated, but waiting for the day when survival no longer overshadows hope.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video